Thanks to the support as a channel member, Kyle Bykirch. I was going to call this the most important transfer window of the entire Pentagon, but I guess that was probably last summer based on some of the gems we brought in then. But if we can repeat that kind of magic again, we might just win the Champions League first time of asking. We already know we've got our forever goalkeeper in. See what else we can get up to, shall we? But of course, before we get into transfers, we will start with our season review, which, as you can see, contains two trophies, the Premier League and the Conference League. You'll recognise the shape of them from the Lego versions I showed you in the last episode. Our signing of the season couldn't ever be anyone other than Lorenzo Mertens. 24.5 million from Genk. 55 games he's played in the end. 24 goals, 8 assists, a 7.39 average rating. What a player. But, I mean, very closely followed by Alain Coste, 19-year-old Belgian, Anderlecht, 18 million. 53 games from him, 35 combined goals and assists. So actually higher goal and assist output than Mertens at a 7.36. He's only just behind him on the rating. And look at the amount of goals we got out of Herrera. We just had a very good summer last year. Escueda, 30 goals and assists out of him, completely under the radar because of how exciting some of the others were, but he's still only 26. It was a great summer. If we can have half as good a summer again this year, we will win the Champions League. And like I say, we already have our forever goalkeeper in. So this was our team of the year. Palacios obviously won't be here, but he's already replaced. Levent, Cruz, Gomez and De Los Santos. The only one of them that really is guaranteed a spot next season is De Los Santos. This is definitely where we're looking to strengthen. But Coppens and Salcedo works for me. Escueda, Mertens, Coste, Herrera looks very good. Yang's not even in there, and we know how good he is. I'm 61. I turned 62 in game this summer. The clock is ticking, getting this Champions League won before I reach normal retirement age. But Mertens, as you would expect, has won Fans Player of the Year, Young Player of the Year, Signing of the Season, top goal scorer. We also get Enrique gets goal of the season and then went out on loan. He'll be back from his loan. How's he been getting on at Monaco? Has he been playing? He has. Hopefully he's going to come back ready to play for us. That would be one less signing we have to make if he comes back as a Champions League ready defender, which I hope he will. Yang got most assists. Escueda most man of the matches. Mertens highest average rating. We also got all sorts of these awards. So Mertens won European Golden Boy, English Young Players Player of the Year. Coste won the Next Gen. He also won the Conference League Player of the Year and Young Player of the Year. Gomez won African Defender of the Year. And we set club records for most assists through Yang, most man of the matches for Escueda, and highest transfer fee paid for our backup defensive midfielder, Mialescu. He'll force his way into the team over the coming year. He spent his first 6 months learning to play as a defensive midfielder. He'll be fine. So the plan for the summer, like I say, it's to put together that team capable of winning the Champions League. The board will just be happy for us to qualify for the Europa League and do all right in the Champions League. We obviously know that we're here to win it all next year. We've just won the Premier League. We've just won the Conference League. We're a good team. We're going to go to the USA because it's the only place on that list where I've managed in before. But yeah, we've not got a huge amount of money to spend until we sell. We have managed to bump the board up to 40% retained transfer revenue. We'll try and bump it up a little bit harder, but we've already higher. We've already sold most of the players we're actually realistically going to be selling. So there's not a huge amount of money to spend. We're not going to sell Yang. I mean, we could sell Gomez. If someone gave us 40 million for Gomez, we'd probably take it. We could potentially sell Girelli as a backup, but I'd quite like to keep him around. And then obviously it's defenders that we need. We know we've got a good goalkeeper coming in. We know we're great in midfield and attack. This summer is all about rebuilding the defence. Let's crack on with that, I guess. There you go, 14th of June, we might be done. Nikola Drazic is in, our new Serbian goalkeeper, our new proper grown-up goalkeeper. That's our forever goalkeeper right there. We've also squeezed in a new defender, Rogério Vidal Santos, a 23-year-old Brazilian international. He's a centre-back who can also play naturally at left-back, so covers two of the big gaps we had in our squad. Much better than anyone we've got in either of those positions currently. £44 million he's come in for. It's his second attempt at coming to Europe. It didn't really work out for him when he went to Milan. He'll be fine on his return to Europe. Let's face it, would you rather live in Wimbledon or Milan? Exactly. We also have the two pre-arranged ones. Mehdi Asghari is a 19-year-old Iranian right back who can also cover across the rest of the back four. He's got 5 stars of potential. And then we also have Ernesto Lira, who's a 19-year-old Mexican centre back, who, again, 5 stars of potential. He was also relatively cheap. If we just welcome all of these gentlemen into the club, and then we can have a look to see what that's done to the squad planner. And I mean, that is all our money gone already. So anything we do from here on in is going to be reliant on us selling players first. We have got 55% retained transfer revenue now, so we could actually do some selling, and I mean, it's mostly going to have to go into wage budget if we do, but this is what we now look like on our... how is that still a 2? It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. We know Santos is good. And we've got 2 Santoses. That's not going to be confusing. And they can both play either fullback or centre-back. I think that defence is looking a lot stronger now than it did before. I'm happy with that squad. Now we'll just work out who we're going to let leave, I guess, and then use any money from players leaving on Wonder Kids, because I honestly think what we've done there has solved the problem of needing a left back. Enrique's coming back as well. Yeah, I'm happy, even though those ratings are low, but they're made low by how good these rascals are. They make everyone else look bad. That's not a real 2. That's a 2 in a world where he's a 4.5, he's a 4. It messes everything up. I'm happy. I don't think that's going to be the end of our window. I imagine there'll be some players leaving and we'll reinvest. Herrera thinks he's underpaid. I mean, you're on 91 grand a week. I wish I was underpaid like that. I don't even know if we can offer him more money because we're paying so far over our wage budget at the moment. I mean, we'll definitely try, but we might not actually be able to offer him a pay rise. He wants to be a regular starter, yeah, as I expected. We can't actually offer him any more money. Genuinely sorry, negotiations were tough. Yeah. How long have I got to actually offer him a new contract? Because this might lead to him leaving if he gets in a grumpy now. I've got 6 days to offer him a new contract. Ha! I don't think I'm going to. There's no one interested in him. There is... See, I don't really want to sell Kasongo because he's homegrown at club, but he is the lowest on the pecking order. I mean, if we got anywhere near that for him. No. What about someone like him? No one's interested in him. There's not really anyone else I want to let go. I mean, there's players who we do want to sell. Like, if he's coming back, we definitely want to sell him. So there will be money to be made, just maybe not in time to save Herrera. We'll see how that one develops. Well, we have made it through to the 1st of July, which means our loan players have now returned, which means we can start trying to bid some of them off. So first one we're going to try and get out the door, Steven Sidibe. There you go, 11.5 million for him would go down very nicely. Enrique has come back, not quite as good as I hoped he would be. I mean, there's still potential that he ends up any good. I don't really want to loan him out again. He was never going to become homegrown at club anyway, but at 20, he needs to be developing a little bit faster than he is, which he's not, especially when he's directly competing with Jaramillo, who will become homegrown at club and looks like he's got slightly more potential as well. So if we got a good offer for Enrique, we would potentially let him leave, but I'm not going to try and force him out. I think we're probably okay with the defenders that we've got. I mean, Dante Cruz is probably teetering on the brink. As much as I love him, he is a demonstration of the step up from South America to Europe. He only started half the games last year, and now we're signing real defenders. He's for sale if we get an offer for him. I'm not putting him on the transfer list unless he asks to go. I see now there are potential clubs interested in him. Defensive midfield. I don't really want to loan him out again. So he can either stay and fight for his place or leave permanently. I am potentially interested in him leaving. No one's interested in signing him, which is a little bit harsh. There's not a lot for us to sell, really. Herrera has requested to leave. because of the contract situation. I mean, and the annoying thing is we now can't even offer him a contract because he's got a mood on. So we might just have to let him leave. Jimmo, obviously, we want rid of. Hold on. Is that... So that is just an ass. Just get him gone. I don't know why he's showing at such a high value. Get him gone. I'd take 20 million for him happily. And yeah, I don't really want to let Kasongo go either, as much as I've currently got him on the transfer list because we do kind of need money. But I mean, 57 million. We've got to take 57 million and just accept there's going to be players not registered in our Champions League squad as a result. But that's a lot of money. And we do need a lot of money just to balance the books from what we've already done more than anything. Right, let's sell some players and then see where we are. Well, there you go. That's what you call a clear out. We've balanced the books. Steven Sidibe went to Corfaken for £11 million. Kasongo's gone to Atletico for 57 million. I mean, it's good business all round. He's earning loads of money. I mean, he's good enough to go and score a ton of goals for them and probably get back in the England squad. He never would have played for us, so can't really resent him going there. We've loaned out Jimmo. Dante Cruz has gone to Boca Juniors to have a year on loan there, knocking around back in Argentina. Our fourth choice keeper, Dan Pearce, has gone on loan to Hamburg. And we've also sold Carlos Salcedo to Chelsea, £48.5 million. He got a grumpy on because I couldn't renew his contract either. So we needed to generate some money. Similar situation to Herrera. Herrera might also be leaving, but we've made a £40 million profit on Salcedo in a year. And remember, we did already sign his replacement back in January as well, with Mialescu coming in, and Basinger can just be Mialescu's backup, and that works. I don't think we necessarily need to replace him. We've got Tolmachev as well, who's a natural playing in that position. So I think we've got plenty of cover in that position, which means with those players moving on, we've got £48 million to spend, even having spent a little bit of it. Sebastian Klein is another Belgian, just a backup winger, 2.5 stars of current ability, 4-star potentials, 21 years old, just a nice little backup winger, because we didn't really have anyone behind Yang, because if Herrera goes as well, we've really only, I mean, at the moment, we've only got Cost and Herrera as our strikers. Mertens obviously is the number 10. So we can't really have Mertens or Cost or Herrera as right wingers. So we only really had Yang. So Klein can be his backup. We've got Esqueda and Girelli on the other side. If Herrera is going to be going, and he has requested a transfer and there are teams interested, we need at least one, if not two more strikers. We're supposed to be focusing on defenders, but I found a way to make it more fun. So I'm going to go and find some wonder kids and some strikers. Well, I spent the money on an entire new defence, which was what I was supposed to do at the start of the summer, but I've done it now. Firstly, we got a backup goalkeeper, or a third choice keeper, just because we needed one. He was mega cheap, just to make sure we don't get any mutiny for not having a backup goalkeeper. Then we got a left back. Lee Chi Yu is a 20-year-old Singaporean international, 3 stars of current ability, 5 stars of potential. He cost £55 million from Valencia. We've also signed a striker. Carlos is a 25-year-old Brazilian, just comes in to replace the 2 strikers that we've lost. He's as good as Cost, apparently, and has been scoring goals for fun down in Brazil for the last few years. So hopefully he can continue that as a backup for us. Maurizio Schierlink is another Belgian, 23-year-old Belgian international, 14 caps for Belgium. He was at just relegated Blackburn, and we were competing with Bayern Munich for his signature. So pretty happy to have picked him up as a starting centre-back. And also Gustavo Feao is a 23-year-old Brazilian centre-back who can also play right back. He's 6'3", and you can't teach that. Look at his value. And yeah, we've got some very, very good defenders at the club now, which means we've also started clearing defenders out that we don't need anymore. So Matteo Lopez, who we only signed last year, has gone to Hoffenheim on loan for the season. They're paying his full salary. Babacar Gomez, who scored all those goals for us last year, has gone to West Ham on loan for the season. They're covering his entire salary. Jose Pablo Rincon has gone to Brentford on loan for the season. They're paying his whole salary. And then my entire backup midfield decided they wanted to leave. So John Woodbury has gone to Reading. They're covering his salary. And we're also about to lose Basinger as well, who is on his way out, probably to any one of those, which means Our defence is now exactly where I want it to be. So goalkeepers, we've got a first choice, a backup and a good third. At left back, we've got Lee as the starter and any one of them as backup, probably Levant. In fact, I'd be happy to sell Levant if anyone wanted him. Let's offer him out. Let's try and, you know, just get everyone out the door at this point. You know what? I'm transfer listing him. He's 27. I'm not having a 27-year-old backup. What do you think this is? Get him gone. Oh, yes, we'll have a bit of that on deadline day. It's deadline day, by the way. So we're trying to bin him off. Jaramillo can be backup. And then at right back, we've got De Los Santos. Any one of them can be backup, probably Asghari, the youngster who's just come in. And at centre back, we've got Vidal Santos, Shearlink, Fayao, Lira, who came in the summer. De Los Santos can cover there. Dante Cruz has already gone out on loan. We probably need to get Enrique out on loan again. Ferrari probably needs to go out on loan as well. But in defensive midfield, Coppens has a backup of Jaramillo, basically, if Basinger leaves. And then Mialescu has a backup of kind of nobody. So we do need a couple of defensive midfielders today. We're fine at attacking midfield, although Lukic wants to leave because he feels like he's not playing enough football. Nobody wants to pay me money for him, though. So if I'm not going to get money, he's not going anywhere. Right wing, we've got Yang and Klein, plus other guys who can cover there as well. Left wing, we've got Esqueda, Girelli, and others who can cover. And up front, we've got Cost, Carlos, and Herrera is still here, although he wants to leave. But we're going to have to be paid big money for him to leave. And if he goes, we'll bring in another striker. We don't have loads of money. We might have to do a loan for one of these defensive midfielders, but we need at least one, if not two, defensive midfielders in by the end of deadline day. So that's my task. Should we get that guy for 265 million? He might be a little bit out of our range. Oh, my word. It was a chaotic deadline day in the end. So Basinger went to Girona on loan for the season. Stefano Ferrari has also gone out on loan to Bordeaux for the season. We've then brought in three players. It's the return of Gian, the 23-year-old Turkish defensive midfielder from Manchester City, who was on loan with us 2 years ago. He's back. It's cost us £9 million to loan him this time, but we know what we're getting. He's going to be fine as a backup. We've also got Celestin Dillon, who's an attacking midfielder, 3 stars current ability, 5 stars of potential. If Lukic is leaving, we need another attacking midfielder. Plus he's Belgian and we love Belgians. And then we've also got another defensive midfielder, another Belgian, Dorian Coppin. There's just so many Belgians out there. So that's my defensive midfielders sorted. We are, even though the deadline has passed, still trying to get rid of Levin Effie. We've accepted a £39 million offer for him. And I just don't think we're going to register Lukic in our squad because he wants out. He refused to go to Wolves as part of a deal that would have allowed us to bring a midfielder in permanently. So basically we've fallen out with him, but we still have money left at the end of the window. And I think we have a very, very strong squad. The dust is barely settled. The media think we're going to finish 8th. We apparently don't have, we have one player, our goalkeeper's in the Dream 11. Ridiculously, Mertens isn't. But if we have a look at what the game thinks my best 11 is, I mean, it's pretty good, isn't it? That's a pretty good best 11. We've certainly strengthened where we needed to strengthen. I think it'll probably be him there. But otherwise, that's a very, very strong first 11 with some very good backup players filling out the squad as well. We could win it all this year. I don't know that we will, because I don't know how many of these I'm going to be able to register in my Champions League squad. That's a problem for future, Kev. But for now, I know we've got a good first 11 and some good backups. We should at least be able to win the Premier League because that attack is just as strong as it was last year. The defence and the goalkeeper has levelled up massively. I'm getting emotional about it. And we will wrap things up there. I should probably show you. There you go. We are 4th in the Premier League. We lost our first game of the season against West Ham, but we did then beat Liverpool and Man City, but got knocked out of the Carabao Cup by Brentford. So we're an enigma at the moment. Let's see how we get on over the course of the season. Fingers crossed, eh? But if you have enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. Thank you very much to these awesome Patreon backers. And thank you very much for watching.